Hello, Alyssa. I always call you Alyssa, but I heard somebody else say Alisa, so now I'm all self-conscious. I might be saying your name wrong. But anyway, sorry for the delay on doing these readings. I kind of just went unconscious for a while. I can get through my day-to-day functioning, but sometimes spiritually I just kind of go to sleep. But I'm back, so that's the good news. So I'm going to do your reading. What covers you? We have the Princess of Summer. This is a really awesome card. Now, it could describe somebody in your environment, but if nobody that you know sounds like it fits this description, it's just an aspect of yourself. You may be yourself energetically in this place. So princesses, no card in the tarot is all good or all bad. Princesses are young and inexperienced, but that's not like that it's in an inferior place to the queen. The advantage that they have over the queen is that they're still optimistic and idealistic. They might believe in things that the queen is kind of jaded and is like, that's not possible. But for you, or for the princess, there's that innocence, that the sky is the limit, that idealism. And that does get you far in life. So, if this is you, hold on to that. And don't ever let anybody tell you you're being impractical or silly, because whatever. But if this is not you, then it would be a young woman in your environment that embodies those qualities of enthusiasm and naivety and trust and innocence. And this is just somebody who's very, very pure and believes that the world is a great place and sees all the beauty everywhere and all the best in everyone. These people do get hurt, but I think it's still worth holding on to that pure heart. What impacts you, for better or for worse, with this card anyway? So what crosses you? We have a queen. So the Queen of Summer. Oh, okay. So intuitively, I am feeling that this is you. So you're in touch with that part of yourself that believes in all things and sees the best in all things and just has a really positive mindset and has a lot of optimism, which is great, and loves everyone and sees something to love in everyone. So with that, there is a woman, this would be somebody else. A woman in your life, they may be physically older or maybe not, but just in some ways may present as older. Again, that wouldn't make you inferior. They're just at a different place on their journey than you are. You can see that these are both summer. So like I was just comparing the queen and the princess, and here we get the queen. This is somebody who they've been around, they've seen some things, they've been you, they've been where you are, and they know where that mindset has gotten them. They know that it has caused them to maybe take foolish risks, to maybe trust people who didn't deserve to be trusted, to see the best in a situation which wasn't practical, to give too many chances to people who really needed to be cut out of your life, da-da-da-da-da. This person is possibly going to be giving you some advice. She is, though, still very positive. This is the ultimate embodiment of the summer, which is the water suit. So that's emotions. She's got it together. She is in touch with her emotions, but she doesn't let them rule her. She loves everyone, but that doesn't mean she's going to trust everyone. She may see the best in things still, but she also knows what the cost is and what the risks are and what things are not worth connecting to energetically. So she may teach you how to maintain the enthusiasm, but also protect yourself, to make practical decisions without being jaded. So she's a good inspiration to you, somebody who has been where you are and could possibly have a thing or two to teach you, but without you having to sacrifice that essence of you that's just totally in love with what you're doing and who you're around and what you're feeling. You can still feel all those things, but by being careful and balanced in all aspects of your life. So I do like to sometimes look at the pictures and see what additional information they might add. And we have like the flame. This isn't a fire suit, but it's just like a warm, being around these people makes you feel warm. We have the sunflowers, which are bright and they're uplifting and they're joyous. And so, yeah, these are definitely happy people. And even though, she may have learned things the hard way, she hasn't lost belief in the human race. At the foundation of this issue, so if this were a flower, what it blossomed out of or what led to it would be the seed here. So this is what's beneath you. This is the sun. So what brought you to this place was just channeling this. This is a masculine energy. So it's neither better nor worse. Feminine energy is more receptive, and masculine energy is more like yang. You go out and get it, make it happen. So this is feeling energetic with a purpose. This is feeling that just like with here with this princess, everything is possible. Everything is great. I can do anything. Not only just thinking that and feeling that, but going out and acting on that. So that optimism and that belief in your own self caused you to go out and take some actions that you maybe wouldn't have if you had been a little more practical, like she isn't. But you know what? It's good that you weren't. Maybe you would have talked yourself out of because you would have not been able to explain, the immediate benefit or the purpose or being able to account for the time invested or whatever it was. You just went with the passion. You went on a feeling. You let your passion carry you, and you did not doubt it. You did not second guess it. You just let it lead you, and you went there and you did it and you made it happen. And so that brought you to this place. In your recent past, we have a new beginning that has something more to do. So these things have to do with your emotional fulfillment, so your inner happiness. This is more pertaining to your material needs. But the interesting thing with this being a beginning, because at the beginning of anything in life, whether it's mundane or magical or necessary or frivolous, we always have that beginner's mindset where everything is exciting because it's new. Pretty soon, especially with autumn type of things, because this is pentacles. This is like your work, your finances, your home, your family, the stuff that I guess as we get older, we start to lose the feeling of magic. We don't associate that with any joy or magic or fulfillment. It's just stuff you have to do, the drudgery. But if you can see here, she doesn't know yet. She doesn't know yet that learning is a chore. She doesn't know yet that attending to your material needs is boring. She doesn't know that responsibilities have to be draining or not looked forward to. So why should any of us? The only reason any of us think that is because that's what we've been taught, or that's what we tell ourselves. But what if we never knew that? What if nobody ever told us that supporting ourselves and making our stability and our foundation, taking care of our families, what if somebody told us that that could be magical too, and that that could be just as exciting as any other part of our life? And I think that you've realized this recently. You're taking a new approach even to your well-being, not compartmentalizing, this is what I do for fun and this is what I do because I have to, but a revolutionary idea. What if everything I do, whether it's the stuff I do in my free time or the stuff I have to do, what if it could all feel magical? So I'm really excited for you because I think that it's definitely a really good place to be able to be. In your near future, you have ego. Unfortunately, with a focus on material things, this can happen. And a lot of people feel guilt about it, but I always tell people we are incarnated to this existence on Earth. We are in a material existence. We are going to have to, for one, practically navigate our survival. That's not something that we should look down on. Oh, you're worried about survival? Not me. I'm spiritual. I live on air and sunshine. Like, no, I mean, you do have to do those things, and it's okay. Not only that, but it's okay to put importance on material things sometimes. And it's okay to take joy in material pleasures like sensory. It's all right to get fulfillment out of seeing a movie. It doesn't mean you're a less spiritual person. It doesn't hurt to savor the taste of berries that grow on this earth. We were given taste buds. We're supposed to enjoy this existence. So it's okay. But because, right now, you just started focusing on a more material side of your life, you might in the near future shift to kind of putting all your focus there and forget your spiritual self, just temporarily. But you might be putting so much energy over here that you forget that your spiritual needs need to be filled as well. Yeah, you might not physically die if you starve your spirit, but it needs fed just as much as your body does. And you may forget that you also need to play in your work life, but you do need to always have a good balance of the energy. So again, if you're on the spiritual side 100%, if you're on the material side 100%, no judgment. It's just saying that you might want to bring yourself back into balance, because in the near future you may start to feel like you're a bond, or not a bond, you might feel a bondage to your material needs, and start to think that they rule you, or that you're a slave to your survival, and you're most definitely not. And you know that, so I think you'll be all right. What crowns you, the best thing that you have going for you in this situation, is there is a young man who is just so full of optimism, and he might be silly, and he might be a dreamer, and maybe not all of his plans and ideas are practical, but he sure is refreshing to be around. He makes you feel good inside. I wouldn't invest in anything that, like I wouldn't invest in things that he proposes to you. I wouldn't build your life around his suggestions, because you need to keep in touch, and you are very well aware of what you need to do for your survival and for your practical matters. So I wouldn't necessarily follow where he leads, but it doesn't hurt to take on a little bit of and you are in that place. So he matches your innocence there. He matches your idealism and your shoot for the moon, the everything, like dreaming type of stuff, which is great, that you have, and that it is in a good position. So it is saying that it's to your advantage that this person is in your life, because they fuel that part of you. And for whatever reason, that part of you is necessary to keep moving toward where you want to go. That part of you needs to be kept encouraged and kept alive. And if you're around people that are like, oh, well, that's not realistic, you're not going to do that, you can't possibly do that, how are you going to pay your bills that way, always trying to bring you down, then that dream may die. But this person is there to keep it alive for you and to keep that energy thriving. And that energy is clearly getting you to where you are happiest. And you do have the support of this woman who's going to make sure that you don't throw away all your money on a get rich quick scheme or whatever, so she's got your back, but he's there to keep you youthful, I guess. I mean, not like in a physical way, but you know what I mean. So that's important. You in this situation are the two of autumn. So twos are typically partnership. And autumn has to do with, like I just was saying, that's your pentacles, the home and everything. Just intuitively, though, I'm getting a feeling that this is kind of a literal two. And I don't really know your home situation. This is just an example, and if it's does not exactly describe it, hopefully you can figure out how it applies to you. But you are doing a job as it pertains to, like, raising kids or your household or even at work, where it's meant to be done as a team. You are doing both sides of it. You are both partners when it comes to this thing that you're doing. I relate to this in the way where, like with raising my son, that's something that's meant to be a balance, a harmony, a team, or not team because that implies more people, but like a partnership. There are certain activities in life that are designed to be completed by partners. I am both partners, which makes it harder because this world is designed for a two-income household, which I am clearly not. So I'm just describing, though, how this may apply to you. So you are doing both sides of a project or an endeavor that is would be easier with cooperation. But hey, you know what? Sometimes that's not the card life deals to us. So you're taking it all on and attending to both sides of the issue. So that's awesome. In your environment, this is something that impacts you that isn't necessarily you. So I wouldn't say that this person is you, but there's somebody in your environment that they haven't let go yet. They're kind of still dwelling on something that they went through, which was painful. And they will be able to move on eventually, but they haven't put their guard down yet because they don't realize that it's over. It is, but they're overly cautious and they don't trust that, and they want to make absolutely sure, the battle has ended. Whatever they went through is done and the other person has moved on, and they're just not ready to quite yet. So they're kind of just staying on the battlefield before deciding to move on, because they want to make extra sure that there's not going to be another sneak attack or so they're kind of stuck in that place in the in between what happened and what's to be, maybe nursing their wounds a little bit. And, they'll get through this part, but they're just sort of stalled out a little bit. And then eventually they'll be able to heal and realize that they have to move on. So, because you can't stay